Hello, everybody, and we're live with our first Meet the Facilitator interview. I'm here with Venus Castleberg. Hi, Venus.
Hello, lovely. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Great, really great.
And where are you at the moment?
I live in Salt Lake, well, outside of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm in Australia now. So good morning, Australia, and good evening to you guys on the other side of the world. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about you, Venus, and how the Joy of Business. I have the book here for you guys who don't know. Joy of Business is the book from Simone Milasas, and there are facilitators all over the world that can facilitate and bring more ease to your business.
Awesome. Well, Joy of Business, the book Joy of Business was probably my second book when I discovered Access Consciousness. And I got it on audio. So she actually reads the book too. So you can, if you want to listen to her read the book to you, you can. And I would go hiking in the forest, in the woods, and I would be listening to Simone Milasas in my ear. And everything she said, I knew was true. I was like, I know what this woman is saying is actually true. And that there is a different possibility with business, and you can actually have some fun with it.
Yeah. And how did you get to be a facilitator of the Joy of Business? How was that process?
Well, that's actually also a funny story. So it was like ever since reading the book, there was kind of this niggling, like, oh, I'd really like to do that. But it was more like, I'll do that someday. and I was in my living room, and my partner looked at me and said, what would it take for you to be a Joy of Business facilitator? And my whole body lit up. Like I had chills from my head to my toes. I was like, I had so much space around that. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that would create so much for me. But having somebody ask me out from outside of me, and me not being in my head and thinking about it or trying to figure out how I was going to do it, it was such a yes in my world. And so I actually drove, I think it was like a month later, I drove down to Houston for the facilitator training.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you guys who don't know, to be a facilitator in Access, it's a road, a journey that you have to do from the moment you start taking classes with Access. So congratulations, Venus, on your facilitator. And do you have any classes coming up?
I do. I have a Business Done Different class going on next in the end of the month, I should probably look at a calendar, the 29th through the 1st.
And is it online or?
It's online. Yep. And it will be, well, my time zone, it's in the morning. So yeah, we're only going to do it over 4 days for 4 hours. And that just makes the online experience a lot easier. So
yeah, that's very exciting. So you guys, if you want to learn a little bit more about the Joy of Business, and so we're having the Joy of Business takeover. So it's from the 5th to the 11th, and we're having these live interviews, and we're bringing some tools for you guys to start playing with, your business and your life. And so, Venus, do you have like a favorite tool that you like to use in your life that has created some change?
Well, it's a tough one. There's so many good ones. I would probably say when it came to business, I really started to ask myself every day, what can I add to bring more fun and money right away? I wanted to get out of the, like, you have to work dollar for hour, and that you could actually have fun. And as Simone talks about, even in the book, money follows joy. So if you're doing things that are fun and bring you joy, money follows, and it's not the other way around. So for me, asking that question and every day, and then it's fun because it's like there's something new that pops every single day too.
So what is the question, Vina, so we can write here for our peeps to write on their notebooks and keep it in their mind?
What can I add today to bring more fun and money right away?
Fun and money. Yeah, what can I do today to bring more fun and money into our lives?
Yes.
We use a lot of questions. We believe that answers, decisions, conclusions, they limit the possibilities, and questions open up for more and more so the universe can contribute to you. And today in our Instagram and Facebook page of the Joy of Business, the tool that we're talking about is the tool of receiving. So a big thing in Access is about receiving. And we're actually so used to give. And sometimes we forget to receive. So, what energy, space, and consciousness can we be that will allow us to receive more from the universe, and more money, and more joy, and more ease with our lives and our businesses?
That's awesome. And I would actually even say, for those of you out there, one of the keys to receiving is to taking those deepest barriers down, even the ones you don't know about. So all the walls that we keep ourselves separate from receiving energy, it's hard to receive energy with a wall. So if you could take your deepest barriers down, then you really are open to receiving everything.
Yeah, sometimes we don't even know that we are not receiving. We think we are, but in fact, it's a much, because the greatest thing you're not willing to receive is how wonderful you are. We grow up with so many people telling the wrongness about us, and what we shouldn't do, what we shouldn't be, and where we're wrong, and we keep that in our minds. But we don't actually have to buy into all of those lies. If they don't feel light for you, just get rid of them and accept, because actually the wrongness of you is the greatest gift you are to the world. And how can that gift help others? And Venus, your gift for us to facilitating the joy of business. Tell us a little bit more about that experience, and some examples of business that you helped, and or even your own business, like, and how it's changed.
Great question. Well, I pretty much don't do things if they're not fun for me. So just choosing in 10-second increments and constantly asking what would be fun for me today. And it's not always going to make sense. The things that you think, oh, there's all these things that I need to get done. If you let go of the need to get done and you do what's fun for you, everything that needs to get done happens and gets taken care of as if by magic. So that's a great tool too.
Exactly. I like that one. That usually I say it in the morning, but you can say, all day. Universe, show me the magic, or universe, show me the money. We request from the universe and we demand of ourselves. So universe, show me the money, but what would it take of me? Well, I'll do whatever it takes to get that money coming. Because also about talking about receiving, we actually have to be willing to receive everything that comes, the good, the bad, and the ugly as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, I just did a Facebook Live today on that. It was just about judgment. Like, for every judgment you receive, you make an extra $5,000 that year.
That's good.
Yeah. For every judgment that you have your walls against and you try to resist and react to, you lose $10,000. So that might have something to do with our money issues, right? So if you're willing to receive judgment and just treat it like energy, a judgment, it's only judgment because you judge that it's judgment. Yeah. But if you just saw judgment as energy and you didn't make it mean anything, and you didn't make it right or wrong, good or bad, and you were like, wow, that's actually just energy, and that person who's judging me is contributing energy to me. It's just an interesting point of view.
Exactly. And even when someone judges you, they're actually expecting you to react or to resist or to defend yourself, create a justification for your behavior or for being that way or that. But if you actually, the other day I looked into the person's eyes and I was like, oh, thank you. And in the back of my mind, I was like, $5,000 more, And I was using the tool, but I was like, thank you. And I broke that person because they looked at me and they were like, oh, like I can't go anywhere from here. I can't get into the intrigue and the ups, like, and the fighting and that energy because I didn't buy into the judgment. I was like, okay, interesting point of view. That you have point of view, and that's what it is. It's being in the allowance and receiving, because the tool that we're talking about is the tool of receiving. So receiving, even receive the money, yes, but receive the judgment as well, with no judgment of the judgment.
That's the trick. It's like, don't judge the judgment.
Yeah. It's to break all of the conditioning that we have in our minds and that keep us limited, right?
Yeah.
So so here's the book, guys, The Joy of Business. We're going to do this for 7 days, so from the 5th to the 11th. Check on the Instagram and Facebook page. We're having a tool each day, and some of the facilitators will be reading chapters of the book, and you'll be being bombarded by our lives and the tools and the readings and everything. So we're giving this content to you to use and play with in your life. And Venus is having her course on the 29th online. So if you're interested, where can they find the information, Venus?
Actually, the best place to find me right now, because my website's being rebuilt, is Access Consciousness / Venus Castleberg. So
yeah, if you guys don't know Access Consciousness, make sure you go to the website to check a class near you, and the Joy of Business as well. And yeah, that was very nice talking to you, Venus.
Just let people know too, Simone Milicis is doing a Business Done Different on the 16th of October. So that's another choice. She is in Australia, so different time zones, and yeah, there's amazing facilitators around the world. So find one that you resonate with and go play.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know it's very exciting, that class coming up. I'm like, ooh, it's a temptation. But the book is amazing. As Venus said, you can also get the listening one, the audio one, and you maybe bring to work, and then you're like just having fun learning about Simone's business life and how she started as well. I love the book, and it's very similar to to all of our guys, like our paths with business, because I believe that our greatest business is our lives. Like, we are our biggest business. So even if you don't have your own business, it's still interesting and valuable for you to look into the book and the courses and everything, because it gives you tools for life, and your biggest business is your life. So if you have dreams, if you have things you want to achieve, Joy of Business can bring heaps of tools and for your day and your life.
And whatever you do, don't have any fun. Well, thank you, lovely. This was wonderful. Appreciate you.
Yes, and good luck with your course, and keep me posted.
You will do. Bye, everyone.
See you.